Welcome to Grammar Grade 7. This is Unit 9, Lesson 50, and we're beginning a brand new unit all about subject-verb agreement. It's one of those ideas that quietly shapes almost every sentence you write. By the end of today, you'll know how to make a verb match its subject perfectly, every single time. Let's get started. Here's the whole idea in one sentence. A verb must agree with its subject in number. That word number simply means one versus more than one. So a singular subject, meaning just one, takes a singular verb. And a plural subject, meaning more than one, takes a plural verb. When the two match, singular with singular or plural with plural, we say they agree. Let's see it in action. Let's look at a matched pair. On top, the dog barks. One dog, and the verb is barks. Underneath, the dogs bark. Now it's more than one dog, and the verb changes to bark. Look closely at those two verbs. The singular verb, barks, ends in an S. The plural verb, bark, has no S at all. In both sentences, the subject and the verb agree. The number of the subject matches the number of the verb. Now, here's the twist that trips people up, and it only happens in the present tense. In the present tense, the singular verb is the one that ends in S. Barks, runs, wins. The plural verb, on the other hand, has no S. Bark, run, win. Read that again because it feels backwards. So a singular subject takes the verb with S. If you remember one thing today, remember that the S marks the singular verb. Why does this feel so strange? Because the S ending swaps sides. Think about nouns first. When you add S to a noun, you get more than one. One dog becomes dogs, the plural. But when you add S to a verb, you get just one, the singular verb barks. Same little S, opposite meaning. So in the sentence, one dog barks, the plural-looking S actually lands on the verb, and it signals a single subject. Nouns and verbs really do use S in opposite ways. Some verbs are irregular, and the most important one is the verb be. It doesn't just add an S, it changes shape completely. With a singular subject, be becomes is. The cat is asleep. With a plural subject, be becomes are. The cats are asleep. Same rule underneath though. Is for one, are for many. So always match be to the number of its subject. The same thing happens with do and have. Let's build a quick table. Look at the singular column and the plural column. For do, a singular subject uses does, while a plural subject uses do. He does, they do. For have, a singular subject uses has, while a plural subject uses have. She has, they have. So is and are, does and do, has and have all follow one rule. Singular form for one, plural form for many. Let's boil it down to a quick check you can run on any sentence. Step 1. Is the subject singular, just one? Then the present tense verb takes the S, or it uses is, does, or has. Step 2. Is the subject plural, more than one? Then use the base verb, or use are, do, or have. Either way, you're doing the same thing. Match the verb's number to the subject. Ready to practice together? In this first set, each sentence is missing its verb. Pick the form that agrees with the subject, and remember the present tense S rule. Pause the video and try each one on your own before I reveal the answer. The tall sunflower blank toward the sun. The subject is sunflower, just one, so in the present tense, the verb needs its S. Turn becomes turns, so the answer is turns. My two cousins blank every summer. This time the subject is cousins, more than one, so the verb stays plain with no S on the end. So the answer is visit. A noisy seagull blank above the pier. The subject is one seagull, singular, so the present tense verb takes its S. Circle becomes circles. So the answer is circles. Now a trickier set with the irregular verbs be, do, and have. Choose the form that agrees with each subject, is or are, does or do, has or have. Pause and choose before I answer. The playful puppies blank in the yard. The subject is puppies, more than one, so the verb be has to be are, not is. So the answer is are. My younger brother blank his homework early. The subject is brother, just one person, so do becomes does. So the answer is does. The twins blank matching backpacks. The subject is twins, more than one, so have becomes have, not has. So the answer is have. Let's gather up what we learned. A verb must agree with its subject in number. A singular subject takes a singular verb, and a plural subject takes a plural verb. In the present tense, watch that S carefully. The singular verb takes the S, like barks, while the plural verb drops it, like bark. It's the opposite of nouns. And the irregular verbs be, do, and have agree too. Is and are, does and do, has and have. Count your subject, then match your verb. Wonderful work today. I'll see you in the next lesson.